Hello, welcome to the assembly video for the brand new Philips 5766 Android television series. This year's Android television series comes with two key updates from the previous year's range. This year's range has the ability to use Google Duo, which is a video conferencing application with the connection of a USB camera. It also has the ability to run the entire Stadia gaming platform. So with the simple addition of a wireless gaming controller, you would actually be able to, after installing the Stadia gaming platform, there's the controller, you'd be able to play video games right on the television. This television out of the box comes with Android 9, and in this video we're going to show you how to physically assemble it. Okay, we have the box opened, and I'm going to walk you through where to find all of the items that you need for installation. On the left side of the box, as we're looking at it, is one of the stands that we will put on the bottom of the television. The second stand is located on the right side of the box as we're looking at it. So over on those two side cubby holes, right in the center, we have our remote control. Oddly enough, the batteries for the remote and the screws for the stand are found in the bag with the quick start guide. So if you're not seeing the batteries in the remote control bag or the screws in with the stands, don't panic, they're actually in the bag with the quick start guide. There is a caution, please read this first statement that's taped here on the top. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, but before you install the television, you may wish to read these cautionary statements for your own edification. I will, however, just go on and start assembling the television. One thing to notice is that in front of the television there is a really nice piece of cardboard helping to protect the screen. We're going to want to use that here in a second because we're going to actually set this television face down on a hard surface to make installing the stands that much easier. This is probably not vitally important with a 43-inch. You could actually just flip that over easily and put the stands on that way. But for the larger screen sizes, rather than stand it up upside down and then run the risk of possibly, if it fell out of your hands or whatever, we just recommend that you place it face down on a hard surface. Okay, we've placed the television face down on a coffee table. And hello, dog. You'll notice that I have put the piece of cardboard underneath the television so that it goes from the bottom of the screen to the top. Just prevents a little bit more flexing and protects the TV just a little bit more. What we're going to be concerned with are where the two stands go. So there's a spot there, and there is a spot there where each stand will soon be installed. Okay, getting ready to put the stands in. I have actually unfolded the quick start guide, and you can see here are the screws and the batteries that I referenced earlier. So if you're looking for screws or batteries as you're setting up your television, that is where you will find them. These are the screws. There are 4 of them. You can see here that they are ST4 by 14 millimeter. So they are 14 millimeter depth, and they are a 4 diameter. Now, they are going to be Phillips head, so in order to install this television, it would be a good idea to have a Phillips head screwdriver nearby. The other thing that I will point out to you is if you look at the back, or rather the top of each stand, there are 2 tabs on one side here and no tabs on the other side. And you cannot, well, I guess technically you could install these wrong, but it would be really hard. They will only fit on the bottom of the television one way, and that is with the tabs in front. And you can kind of see here, if I turn it to the side, this platform is at a slight angle. So it angles a little bit back from the front to put the TV level. And when you go to install it, you're going to want to have those 2 tabs facing the front of the screen. So again, 2 tabs here. You'll put them down with the TV face down. You do not put them up. They won't go in. All right, so we're looking at the attachment point for the stand. And what you see is in the center of it, there is a little rectangular area. right here. That rectangular area is where this tab will go. And then these two tabs can only be on the bottom side, which is the screen side as we're looking at this television. The screen is down here. So you want to orient this way, tabs down, and then put the tab in, and voila, insert 2 screws, and that will attach the stand properly. You're going to want to attach the screws. Don't over tighten them so that they strip. I mean, you just want to tighten them to where they're snug, and that will be more than sufficient to hold the stands on. I'm going to go ahead and install these, and then we'll get to the next step in the installation process. The next step is to install your batteries. You can see that the battery compartment is on the lower back side of the remote. The cover is there, and again on the bottom you simply slide that cover downward, it comes off, and now you simply insert your 2 AAA batteries. The flat part of the battery goes toward the spring, so push it in and then push the other side down, turn the other one the other way, do the same, reattach your battery cover, and you are good to go. While we have the TV face down, this is a very good time to familiarize ourselves with the connections and the button location on the back of the television. You'll notice that we have 3 HDMI inputs on the left side of the jack panel. Those are labeled HDMI 1, 2, and 3. Next to those on the lower row is a digital audio output. That's an optical cable connection useful for sound bars or for home theater systems. Next to that, we do have an Ethernet connection for those of you that have the good fortune to have a router next to your television or within reach of it. You can connect wired to your network for the best throughput and connectivity. We do have a yellow, red, and white composite set of inputs for legacy devices like VCRs or old gaming systems, and a headphone jack to the right of those 3 connections. Upper left, you will see a USB connection. You can use that for playing still photos or video or audio files from a USB stick. And then we do have an RF connector for cable or antenna connection. On the right side of the jack panel is where the buttons are found. At the top is power. Below that is the source or input button. And finally, you have your volume up and down as the lower 2 buttons. Unlike what you see on the screen, I recommend strongly that you flip the television over onto its back at this stage and remove the protective film from all around the frame. Also remove the protective film from the stands, unlike what I did in the video where I did not do so. You can see that the film is stuck on the screen fairly well, and if you just yank on it, you could tip the TV over if you're using the stand. So do it now before you stand the TV up. And that's it. We have now physically assembled the television. The only steps remaining would be for your individual situation to go ahead and plug in your peripheral devices to the HDMI inputs or the composite input, or use the digital audio output on the back, or the Ethernet connection. But what we'll do now is we will, in the second video, turn on the television and walk you through how to connect to wireless and how to get the television set up and running fully, before we'll then come back in the third video and show you how to customize the television to your own personal preferences.